All right, well, welcome to the Lunch and Learn today, Monday. What is this? November, oh my goodness, 25th. So we're almost to Thanksgiving. So we're going to get Thanksgiving and holiday advice from Stacy soon. But we're going to talk to a couple people that had events over the weekend and hear how those went. And also, I would love for you guys to mention which part of the Black Friday deals you might be excited about, if you are. I know I reached out to my mother-in-law about the Perform. I mean, 30% off Perform. She drinks that twice a day. So she couldn't be more thrilled. And I have to think about who I can reach out to about the bars too. I think that's a really, really good deal. So going to you, Nicole, about your event this weekend and what I asked you to talk about. I don't remember.
Hi everyone. Yeah, so I had a second sourdough. I had one the previous Sunday, and from that one, people were so excited and satisfied with the outcome, the education, the gathering, that they started inviting other people and they were asking me, so when is the next one? Then I heard, Doug, how you guys were doing back-to-back events this week or last week, and I was like, okay, well then Sunday it is. So I had 11 people. That has been my largest sourdough event. Four came in last minute Saturday evening, which I met this lady and I told her about it, and she brought her entire family. And so I was organized. I had my tables. I charge $25. So I have everything for them. All they have to bring is a bowl so they can take their bread. I had everything set up for them, so it looked nice and neat. I had printed out the instructions. I went over things. I mean, the whole event was me reading and showing. It took me an hour and a half. At the end, I cover the mother. In between, for when the dough has to incorporate and give it a break, I took them to watch a video. Oh, sorry for that. Can you hear me? Okay. So for those 10 minutes at the beginning, I told them how the event was going to look like. And I told them the dough needs a break. So we're going to watch a short video. So I share a little bit of my story at the beginning, why we were here, the community. Then we went over the bread, or we did the steps at that time. I took them to watch the video. And then at the end, I said, I know most of you didn't know about this. This is not a presentation. And I think I have heard, so I think it was Stacy, that this is a good one simple change to have. And yet with this other one simple change, I know I am helping you. I took it to the DNA level and what the research goes by. I asked two people to share their stories. And so from there, well, before, someone has asked me, can I bring a friend? She's going through some stuff. And that takes me to the intention of my event. Yes, I didn't have a sale. And yes, my intention was to teach about the bread, which went great, create community, good ambience, people will feeling comfortable. And from there, I think I made space for this lady who had two children and is going to a divorce. And she was just to be there. And she watched the video. Her kids ate almost all the gummies. And she was like, oh, we need to talk about this. I think I came to hear about this. And I was like, sure, no problem. And then another lady, she's highly interested, almost purchasing a quad. So having intention for the event has supported me on feeling excited and successful at the end if I reached the goal of the intention. Even though I didn't have a sale, that was not in my intention. But just feeling good about it and following up and adding them to the Facebook group, because I also told them about the detox, and that's going to be another follow up. I mean, yesterday itself, I spoke to 11 people. So yeah, is and now we're having conversations about the bread, and they're sharing pictures, and it's excitement after excitement. And the videos are great. They came to the tower to harvest their own rosemary for the bread, and that was a whole different experience for them. And the smell and the conversation, and everybody was like, oh my gosh. So that was amazing to see people's reaction and how much they want, even though they don't know it. they want to be part of this community. Thank you. I don't
Awesome.
know if anyone has questions.
Right. Does anybody have questions about the sourdough event? I invited Holly on. Hi, Holly. Welcome. She was asking about a text to send to customers to get them on the portal, and we'll send you that later, Holly, but I just thought you might want to get in the loop. We could talk about it also, but, so I heard you mention the sourdough bread. That has been a really great event that people come to, and that's like a first exposure to Juice Plus. And then we're trying to work on how can we move them more toward Juice Plus. So you've got it in the middle of your event, which is great because the bread does get more pliable. You know, once they come back, it's like, ooh, this is nice. You know, it's not as hard to work with. And also you mentioned the detox. So I'm glad you mentioned that. There's a lot going on that you could take advantage of. We were just looking that hundreds of people have already watched the detox video. It's on Sharon for Our One YouTube, or it's in our Simple Changes group. You can tag people, you can add people to the group, and they can join us in the detox. And I know, you know, we're excited about it, and we're gonna, you know, share that with people. It's a way to get them in our community, like you're saying, Nicole. Awesome. Anybody have any questions about any of that? Okay, Melissa, let's hear about your event. I don't know if you had a home event, but I know we did a friends and family Zoom. Yes.
No, I did not have a home event this week. I had, but the week before I had 3 sourdoughs in 1 week. The one I had during the week was somebody had asked me to host sourdough for their monthly girls meetup. So we did that, but then I had one scheduled on Saturday and then opened one up on Sunday. And it really does seem to like, I didn't have to clean as much. I didn't have to clean up as much from sourdough doing them back to back, which was nice. But what was funny for me, by Sunday, I was like, this is my 3rd event. It's either going to be really good or really bad. So like my explanation of making the sourdough. But this weekend we had a friends and family for my new partner, Leanne. And I think it went really well. I made sure, so you wanted me to go through kind of like how I set her up. So she joined actually on Halloween, so October 31st. After that, Jen and I had our salad in a jar, and she came and she invited a couple people, but nobody could come. But she, just out of curiosity, asked Jen how she was talking to guests. And she's like, what are you looking at? So then we got her downloaded with boards. I told her where to get started, but then took screenshots like, this is the folder you go in. This one says number 1, start here, go here. And then over the phone, we went in, changed the name of her website. I showed her where her website was. I showed her how to get in. We made passwords. So that was really good. So then by the time she had her friends and family, she already had a name she could remember for her website. And then we went through that. I made sure she was in both Facebook groups. So Team Transformers invited her, celebrated her, because I remember, you know, from when I was starting out, every little celebration. So as soon as we got off the Zoom call yesterday afternoon, actually, she texted me first, but I was like, great job. Because she, as soon as she signed up as a partner, I was like, let's put your order in, because it was October 31st and I was hoping to like get the 3-in-1, and she freaked out and was like, I can't spend money. And I was like, okay, we just spent $52. So we just kind of worked through that, but was very excited to do the friends and family. And I've just been doing short messages, get a message back, short message, get a message back, and building that way so that she doesn't feel overwhelmed, but she feels supported. I also sent her how to share, how to make a product story, segue into, you know, your business story. Why did you want to get started? So she had, were there 4 people come on, 4 or 5 maybe, come on yesterday for the friends and family, which was great. I mean, one was her mom, one was my mom, but that's okay because they
Her
were
sister and
her
somebody.
sister and then one of her good friends, and both her sister and her best friend both are super interested in health. So they came on, she shared a little bit about why health is important to her. And then she told them a little bit at the end of why she decided to get started. And, you know, we put her website right in the comments for people if they wanted to go ahead and take a look. I followed up with her yesterday. You know, how did you feel it went? How did you talk to people afterwards? Here are some, did they have questions? So she said they didn't have questions, so I didn't send her any verbiage yet, but I'll do that today. And then I just kind of walked through the next steps with her. Just hoping it won't
And let
get
me
over.
interrupt for a second.
Yeah.
So we did the one simple change. on
Yes,
words,
sorry.
which is under presentations. I
Yeah,
think.
Juice Plus presentations. Yeah,
Under Juice Plus resources, then presentations.
yeah.
So we did that, and Melissa divided it up. So the first, you want to have your new person introduce. Is that what we did with her? I think so.
Yeah, so I introduced her and then she introduced herself and said who was on the call.
Yeah. And then we went through it, you know, then Melissa did some slides, then Jennifer did some slides, then I did the ending, then I threw it back to Leanne. And then she, you know, said some closing words and we turned it off. So that now she has a video that she can send to people who couldn't attend. And that's just a really great way to launch people so that they have that under their belt. And they have a video, they have the mom, the sister, and the friend, the best friend on there. And they actually said some really good words in the end too, very supportive. So it's a great feel-good thing for a new person to have and just to gather those people. So good job, Melissa, on getting that together too.
Thanks.
All right, so we're gonna go to Stacy, because Stacy is the queen of just adapting to different seasons each time and helping us to know what to do. You know, I love to say, when you are with your family, make sure that you are showing them, you know, maybe you're not going to work, you know, during Thanksgiving, but if you were on a vacation for 2 weeks with your family, don't be like, oh, I'm not going to work Juice Plus at all. It's better for them to see that you take your business seriously. Also better for you to use your Juice Plus, you know, resources and share with them. So Stacy's going to have more advice beyond that, I'm sure. And so let's hear her advice for over the holidays.
Thanks, Sharon, for asking me to share. And I think something you've always said is Thanksgiving is one day. You know, it doesn't have to be the whole week. Christmas is one day, but we can really get wrapped up into, you know, I have kids here and I want to spend time with them. I want to be intentional about being present, but I also know if there's things undone in my business, it's going to clog my mind too. Like I'll be thinking of those things versus playing the game and being, you know, just in the moment. Or I just don't like things kind of floating in my head, things I know I should be doing. So if I can be intentional and get those things done, then you're really free to seriously be in the moment, to really enjoy and not have your mind elsewhere. And so these are some of the things that I have just found kind of over the years, and I will share this list with you guys in our Voxer and probably in the team Facebook group too. But most of this activity can be completed within an hour. I mean, we know about the power hours and just how effective those are. But if you want to use this, you know, activity to drive you this week and kind of some, what do I do this week? What does it look like? Because people will have time off. I know like there's no school in our school district this week, which is kind of different. That's not usually the way it is. It used to be like Thursday and Friday they had off, but that's it. But they have the whole week off. So, you know, maybe some friends that have, like, I'm not going to ask a friend out to coffee that has, you know, 6 kids that are home from school, but I maybe could go to her house and bring a smoothie to her or something like that, right? So it's going to kind of change. This week is just a little bit different of other people's schedules. So keep that in mind. And it could be that they're more free and they also have this week off and they could go to coffee with you. So just keeping that in mind. But an hour of intentional focus a day can really get it out of your head to where you can be intentional about everything else. So getting your work done and, you know, your family sees that you're being intentional and that's important, or do it before anyone else is even awake. Like nobody's even stirring here at our house. Like they're not missing me. I'm not missing out on anything else either. So we know that intentional activity always gets results, and those results build excitement and confidence, especially as we're walking into next month. So new conversations, let's start with that. There's going to be different people that you might see over Thanksgiving. It might be that you can invite people to your family's Thanksgiving. I'm always looking for the new people in town that don't have connections. And, somebody that I know is new to this area or doesn't have family here, I'm always inviting somebody else to join us. This year, I'm kind of bummed we don't have anyone. Everyone was going different places to theirs, but my mom always says, like, who else is joining us, Stacy? Who have you collected this year? And, just reaching out to somebody, including them in what your family is doing can be huge in helping to move a conversation, or I guess a relationship forward that can open the conversation. Even if I'm just asking, hey, do you have plans for Thanksgiving? Is your family here? I would like to include you in ours. That means something to people, right? I love it when somebody chooses me and invites me, even if I can't attend. It's like they thought of me. That means a lot. So can you be intentional about your customers that you have, elderly customers that don't have family in town? Or, we've had that before where she just didn't have anyone. And of course we invited her to come be a part of it. So be inclusive in your family's activities. If your family's good with that, my family's used to it. So I think they're like, there's nobody else coming. We don't get to meet any new friends. Like they're kind of bummed this year. So who will you be seeing over Thanksgiving? Do you have family coming into town? Are you going to a larger family group that you could have conversations with people that maybe you've never shared Juice Plus with before? So just be intentional with sharing Juice Plus. So you could make a couple of sample bags that you have a sample of the Complete, a sample of the Illuminate, the gummy sample in there, and you have those ready to be able to share. So just keep them in the car. It's not like you carry a basket with all the samples and you have your little basket ready that you're just passing those out to people, but that you have them in the car with an order form, and you can say, you know what, let me go grab you. I've got some samples in my car, and you can go get them if you need to. But again, just being intentional so you're prepared and you're ready and you have that available versus like, oh, I should have brought some gummies. That's usually what I'm doing. So we're just being intentional and thinking ahead of time. Be confident knowing that you're offering them exactly what people are looking for. What's interesting is that every single event that I've done in the last 2 months, the room has been full. Full. We're bringing in extra chairs. We're trying to get, finding space for them because people are interested. They are open to this conversation. So of course we're listening for their need. We're not just talking. A conversation is a volley, back and forth. Think about volleyball, goes back and forth. The volleyball game was not very fun to just sit and watch somebody hit the ball over and over again on their side of the net, right? It's a game. It's both people. It goes back and forth. The conversation should be the same way. If you're talking the whole time, you're missing the point. They need to be talking more, and then you're offering something to them. So a conversation is different than let me tell you. So, you're wanting to revisit past needs. What if last year you guys did have a conversation, it kind of just fizzled out, but you could go back and say, I remember last year you shared this with me. How's that going? What solutions have you found? What are you doing to support yourself nutritionally this year through that same issue? And then ask if they're open to learning some more. Have another event that you've got ready to invite to. So I know Wendy Campbell is December 3rd. That's an easy one to just have the flyer in your phone as a quick, hey, maybe this would be a good one for you to listen to. It's in a couple of days, so it's not 2 weeks out that they'll forget. So make sure you've got that easy access to invite them. And then creating social interest on social media. The great thing is we've got the December detox that makes it so easy to post about. People are interested in it. So write down anyone who says that they want to come. So I have those listed in or that want to participate. I've got those in my DMO planner so that I'm not going to forget who said that they were interested and who I've sent information to. And then you want to add them to our customer Facebook group so that they're getting continual education, and you can tag them on that video that was recorded, that detox video. So that's helpful. And then post daily, because people are on their phone more, especially if they're, sadly, they should be with their phone or with their family more, but if you're posting daily, they're on their phone more, they'll see it. So just be careful you don't get sucked in the scroll hole. Like get on, post, get off, and then go back later in the evening and check who commented, who says they want information, and give them the information. Don't think, oh, it's starting Monday, it's too late. No, this is Monday, it's a whole week from now. People can start whenever they want to. Don't get stuck so much on that. But just be intentional about that as well. And you can post daily about the benefits. So like, what are some benefits about lemons? What are some benefits about cranberries? What are some benefits about apple cider vinegar? And if you're like, well, I don't know what those are, we have Google. Like, don't wait for somebody to feed you every little piece of information. Go out and find it. It will lend confidence to your conversations when you know the information yourself. And that will transfer to the people that are following you as well. So you end up learning the most, and you'll have just more effective conversations with people when you do. So third would be follow up with anyone that you've spoken to this month. I like to keep a list of people that have said they want to order. Like people will say, I'm ready to order, or as soon as I'm finished with this vitamin, then I'm going to order Juice Plus. I have a note section in my phone where I write those people's names because, and it says people who want to order or people who've said they want to order. And then I just look that up. And then that's a good time at the end of every month is a great chance to go back to those people and just say, is now a good time because they've gotten distracted or whatever. Sometimes they're like, oh yeah, I already did. Well, if they did order, we want to make sure that order has been connected to us. We've got this week to do that. We want to make sure the next couple days really is all to make sure that order did connect to us and didn't get messed up somehow. So following up with those that said they were going to order this month, really people don't order unless we guide them through the process. So you can think, oh, I sent them the link, they're going to order. They probably won't. Like they just get distracted. They got something else went to happen when they went to put in their credit card information. I mean, goodness, have you guys ever done that? I know I do that. I'm like, oh yeah, I was going to get that thing done and I got distracted. So the detox gives you a reason to contact them again. So if they said they were ordering and they haven't, you can say, hey, did you see my post about the detox we're doing starting Monday? I think you might be interested in that. It just starts the conversation up. And then you can say, most of us are already taking Juice Plus. It's part of that daily detox. Did were you able to place your order? Did you have any issues with that? Or what did you decide to order? That's what I would really say. What did you decide to order? And then they'll be like, oh, I forgot. Like I got distracted, or, oh, thanks for the reminder, or, oh, I'm going to wait until, or whatever. Right. So then you can address that. But that gives you just a reason to move forward, and it helps with your follow-up and your conversations for next week as well. So customer care, contacting your customers that are going to be shipping from now through December 1st, and then also who's going to be shipping December 1st through the end of December. We want to let them know. And so there's a short, like 1.5 minute video that Dee Lucas shows us how to do that. So I'll include that in the, like, how do you find that information on your new back office? And it's pretty simple. So that we'll share that with you guys. And then team connections, send a Thanksgiving message of gratitude to your customers and to your team. I like to use Project Broadcast for that because it just makes it super simple. I'm not copy paste, and then forget somebody. So if you've got a large team and customer base, Project Broadcast is definitely worth the investment for that. And then personal growth, when we're thinking about that, if you're traveling, if you're going to be driving, that's a great chance to feed your mind. And, you can listen to audiobooks, you can listen to whatever you want, but podcasts are a great source of information, and anything by Jim Rohn. So find him on YouTube. And we would even listen to these with our kids, not like the whole 7-hour drive, right? Like that would be annoying. But they would have had headphones anyway. And I would tell them, okay, everyone have your headphones out. We're going to listen to this together as a family. And, something that's entrepreneur minded. I like Jim Rohn because he's talking about personal growth, but also entrepreneurship and just mindset. And it's great for anyone. So that's a good one. And if nobody else on your family wants to listen, then put your earbuds in and you listen to them. But it's a great chance to develop your mindset and invest in yourself if you're traveling a long way away, or you just get some time to yourself alone. And then last, enjoy your family. You know, get the work done ahead of time so that you can really be present. And when you've been intentional, your mind is clear and you'll be in that moment. But enjoy things like coffee on the porch with your family or board games with the kids, sharing family stories, cooking with people, and just weave natural, normal conversations. And I'll end with this. If you don't want people to think you're weird, then just don't be weird. Like, you know what weird people do that just bother you and like push you away, then don't be that person, but be somebody who leans into conversation, that they see that you care and that you're enjoying life, and that's attractive to people. They'll want to be a part of it. So thanks, Sharon.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Stace. And I'm gonna take you off here. I appreciate that whole list. Just some reminders, right? And if you guys want to put in your in the chat what your plans are, you know, what do you plan to do since you may or may not be with family, you know? Can you share something with them? What are your thoughts on that? Let's see if you guys have some thoughts you could put in the chat.
Sorry, I'm not able to put it in the chat.
Okay, go ahead.
However, I'm going to use this time to reorganize my business
Ooh,
on
okay.
the day, you know, to reorganize myself and reestablish what I'm doing, why and how, all of that.
Awesome. Well, I think I was talking to Nicole the other day and we were trying to figure out what organizational tool would be best. And yeah, that's a difficult one. How to keep track of all the names, how to feel like you're organized, how to stay on top of things. You know, it's good for you to figure out your own way to work at your very best. So that's good. Okay, so we've got two superstar QNMDs that are going to share their favorites. I'm gonna let's see, trying to spotlight you, Karen. Why can't I? Their favorite research studies. Let's see, here we go. All right, go ahead, Karen.
Okay, so I kind of bounce. Oh, let me here. I've kind of bounced depending on where I'm at in the business and what I'm talking about. So for years, my favorite study was at University of Maryland study because I feel like that really relates to so many people. I was driving by Chick-fil-A the other day. It was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, a line, like a lot people, it's just fast food. So I love that study. But my new favorite one, I guess I should say, is the gut research. Because now that we started the sourdough, and now that I really, like Nalani probably knows this, but really just in the last 2 years have I understood how important the gut health is. You know, your microbiome, your immune system starts in the gut, your serotonin starts, like so much starts in the gut. So having that healthy is so important. And the fact that Juice Plus has that research with the microbiome that it increases the fecal butyrates, which is a short chain fatty acid, and it helps to feed the gut. It's like the fiber in your gut. So it's, you know, helping to prevent, and Nalani, you can correct me because I'm certainly not an expert, but it helps to, it's like the fiber, right? We need fiber. We need the prebiotics and everything from the fruits and the vegetables to help feed the little Pac-Man in your gut. And that's going to help to prevent, you know, the bad bacteria from taking over, but it helps to prevent and just keep your gut healthy. It prevents leaky gut, all of that stuff. So I heard from Dr. William Balsowitz one time, and he talks about how, you know, you've got that bacteria and they're going to eat. They don't just die. If you're not feeding them, they're going to eat, and then you're going to eat the lining of your gut. So, you know, the more fecal butyrates and all of that's, the more fiber that you're eating to help give this food the fiber that it needs. You're protecting the lining of your gut. So I really go over that and stress to people, and so many people, when you go around a room at a sourdough and you ask people how their gut health is, so many people are like 5. They just have an unhealthy gut. So I love that research.
Julie loves that research too. Okay, Nalani.
Wow, that's it. Can you unmute me? Hold on.
Well,
You're
we
unmuted.
can hear you.
Okay, I had unmuted myself and then I got muted somehow. Okay. Um, okay, so wow, that's a difficult one. Protection of the DNA, protection of free radical damage. So I guess I would say I will talk about the one on inflammation, because inflammation is at the basis of every disease known to man. And people don't, the average person just doesn't know. I mean, if you weren't taught that or told that, how would you know that you've got a lot of inflammation? Except for your, if you have arthritis, then your doctor has told you that you have inflammation. And so back to the gut. I mean, if you've got IBS, that's inflammation. Inflammation is key to everything, getting rid of it. And so the fact that we have more than one study, the fact that we've got 3 studies or 4 on inflammation alone, shows how important the company recognizes that this is very important for life and very important for our healing. And the fact that you get results within a given amount of time, that's powerful. That's so powerful. That I believe within a couple of weeks, the inflammation markers have gone down. And so that's good for everything. That's good for every condition that you would want to think of. And even what used to be my absolute favorite one was also the one at the University of Maryland, because that's inflammation in the blood vessels. It's still all inflammation. And when you've got irritants, when you've got food that hurts you instead of that harms instead of feeds and nourishes, the body is your blood vessels are going to just shrink. They're just going to shrink from the irritation, from the inflammation. So it's all about the fact that we've got the solution to every issue that we can think of, and several studies to prove it. I hope that's helpful.
Very helpful. Thank you, Nalani. Okay, does anybody have any questions about any of that? Okay, Karen, what are you doing to talk to your customers about getting on their portal to activate? And that'll be the last thing we do and we'll go.
I have reached out several times because I have so many customers. I reached out several times via text. Your order is shipping out. Here's the directions again. Please let me know if you have any questions. Majority of the people that are reaching out are the people that are a little bit older, a little bit nervous about technology. Sometimes the people, because maybe like some of the people had just gotten their shipments, so they were like, oh, I've got a few months. And now all of a sudden they're like, how do I do this again? So it really has been pretty simple. Now that we've walked through it and we've been doing this a couple of months, I'm not so intimidated. In the beginning, I know it was a little overwhelming for all of us, but guys, I just encourage you, once you get to learn it, then all of a sudden, like, I calmed down and I was like, okay, this is easy. I can walk people through this. So I have customers, I send them the directions. I talk about, hey, if the, account activate thing doesn't work, you can go in and just do, like, now I know some of the issues that could happen and I'm not having a problem with people. So, getting them activated. I will say that there's still sometimes people's accounts that, even though they're within the 30 days, they've already made the 4th payment, their account is just it's not letting them delay. It's not letting them. I had a customer who it wasn't letting her expedite. So, I have an alarm, like Sharon says, I have an alarm, guys, set for 8:58 a.m. every single day, and it's just marked JP. And, I have in my calendar if I need to call about something. If I don't need to call about anything that day, I just turn it off. but that was a case where I had to call distributor support, and they were like, it's not letting us do it either. So sometimes the system is just being a little wonky, and if it's wonky for the customer and you know that they know what they're doing, it's the same system that distributor support is working with and customer service is working with. So if the customer can't do it, or you can't do it, customer service probably can't do it. So in this case, she had to actually cancel and then just reorder. So
Might I just add something right there? Because we're thinking it's the company that's going through all these issues, which it is. However, what I'm experiencing in the past several weeks is that AI is learning. AI is learning so much so fast that my computer's misbehaving, my phone is misbehaving, other websites are misbehaving. So it's not just our company, it's all what's going on, and it's all the new culture that we all get to learn.
yeah. And so that is overwhelming for a lot of people. So some of the people that are, you know, a little bit older and they're having a problem, to get them through this initial thing, I'm just calling the company and I'm getting, you know, I'm delaying, I'm doing what I can. The only thing we cannot do is anything with a credit card. You know, so that's the only thing. But otherwise we can do everything if they cannot. And then eventually down the road, I will be able to help those, you know, those people. I have one customer out of all of my over 100 customers that probably will just choose to call in. She just is not going to do the website, but that's okay. One out of that many is not a problem.
Okay, thank you, Karen. And I'm gonna just show, I've sent some emails to my customers. And I sent this to you, Holly, and I've sent some emails to you guys just so you have it. But I say thank you for your continued support and allowing me to support you on your continued quest to be healthy as you can be. Juice Plus has such great products. I'm happy someone shared with me 25 years ago. Really, it's an opportunity to reconnect with some of your customers, you know, regardless of how often you order. I wrote, because sometimes people are like, they're not even ordering right now, but I sent it. Please do the following so I can help you manage your account and shipments. It doesn't mean that we're just going to dump them. We're going to help them. We're going to facilitate. And like Karen says, we can always call at 9 a.m. and help with whatever needs to happen. So I said, please let me know after you've activated your account, seen your actual subscriptions, because sometimes they get stuck on that front page with order numbers in red and the button manage. And I'll be waiting for your response. And then I also copied this from something, you know, the exact thing that brings them to the login. And I said, if this scares you to death, please feel free to give me a call and I'll hop on Zoom with you. Okay, so you just want to hold their hand a little bit. And I just sent Holly just an abbreviated version of that on text because it's simple, really. So to get connected, go to juiceplus.com, click activate. For every email you've ever used on orders, set up a portal, just click activate, put that in the email address. It'll lead you to your email. That'll lead you back to putting in a password. After that, you look at subscriptions. And then the red hyperlink. So I like to make sure though, that people have gone to the red hyperlink. They haven't just looked at that front page with all the confirmations of payments. That doesn't tell them anything. That doesn't help them manage their order. So bringing them to where it says manage subscriptions, and then they can skip or whatever. Right now, they're having a hard time rushing orders. And so that needs to change. Hopefully they'll get that fixed. Also, you know, people, it still says shopping with your upline. And if you look to the right, though, it'll have your name. So that's actually something that is just normal for now. Hopefully that will go away. I'm not sure. But I would focus on the Black Friday this week, the deals. You know, one of them is to get people engaged in Juice Plus. If they want to just do a one-time order, it's a 2-month supply. It costs more overall because it's a 2-month supply, but they are getting the berry blend chewables for free. Or you could just say they're discounted, however you want to say it. And then that will allow them just to try it out. And then the other two are the bars and the Perform for 30% off. So check and see what customers you already have, or maybe what customers might want to order either one of those. Okay, and that's the Black Friday. And then the goal for every month now, the companies kind of put it out there, 3-1, 3 new customers, 1 new team member with their own order. That's a great, very bottom line goal for everybody to pursue. All right, and the flyers are on Voxer, the flyers are also on Team Transformers in the Pen Post. Anything else, anybody?
Sharon, can you put a copy of that email that you sent or send it to me?
Yeah, I'll send it to you. Send me your email address. Send me
Okay.
anybody who wants it, send me an email at sharonfarrar@bellsouth.net.
Okay.
I'll send it back. Okay? And you can get all your customers' emails on the back office going under my customers, and which is under team, then reports, and then my customers, and you just copy them all, or you download the CSV or the Excel data stuff, and then you just take all those customer emails and you put them into email and send that off. Okay, and also like Karen said, you don't have to do anything. If they want to accept their shipment, if they don't have to change anything on their portal for now, we could just put off doing their portal until it's even better. All right, you guys have an awesome day. Happy Thanksgiving.